Hey everyone, I'm Arsh and I work as a senior DevRel engineer at metalbear where we are building mirrord. Recently, we launched a collection of skills which allow AI coding agents to use mirrord better. You can find the link to these skills in the repo in the description of this video. But I want to quickly show you how these work and how they can help you get started with mirrord quicker. So I am going to use Cloud Code, but the first thing we need to do is install these skills, for which you can run this npx command. And this is the source repository where you can find more info on all these skills. And the link will also be there in the description of this video. So for this video, I'm just going to choose the mirrord config and maybe the mirrord quick start skill. I'm going to install it to all agents and install it in the scope of the project I'm working with the standard options, and that should be it. After that, I'm gonna start Cloud Code, but you could use any coding agent, and I'm gonna trust this folder. And now that Cloud Code is up, I'm gonna ask it to help me write the mirrord config for a particular service called the IP visit counter service that I'm working with. So let's type the prompt for that. I'm going to say that it should target the deployment which corresponds to this service. And I don't know like which namespace this is, so I'm going to say figure out the namespace the deployment is in. And then I wanted to use the steal configuration with mirrord and not the mirror configuration. And the steal configuration is where mirrord would steal the traffic coming to that service. So I'm just going to say use the steal configuration in mirrord and only steal requests which have the header and let's say the header is xpg tenant ush, and I think that is good enough. Let's see the mirrord config we come up with, and if there are some edits to be made, we can make them, but let's see what Cloud gives us. So you can see here already that it is using the mirrord config skill to help create this configuration, and it's searching for patterns and doing its thing. It wants to search for some files, and we'll allow it to do that so that it is able to understand the structure of the repo and the Kubernetes manifest better. Sure, I'm going to allow it to read all the files it needs to. Okay, so it has figured out that it needs to, okay, it has given me the mirrord config. That was pretty quick. So basically it figured out that the deployment name is IP visit counter, and it's there in the IP visit counter service, and it correctly added the path and the namespace, and then it understood that it needed to use the steal mode, and it gave us the correct HTTP filter as well, along with reading the environment variables and giving us access to the file system of the Kubernetes cluster so that we can test our code in production-like environment. That is pretty neat. That is exactly the configuration I needed for this setup. And we're going to just ask it to create this file, and that was it. So this was just one of the skills you can use which we published, but there are other skills, including skills which help you install the mirrord operator or run your first mirrord session, or see how you can create a database branch so that multiple developers can, work without affecting the main database. So if you would like to try this out yourself, check out the link in the description of this video and let us know what more mirrord related skills you would want us to publish.